I'm Ronan. This is Wadsworth. Welcome to Now Z Here, weekly transition babble blog. This week I want to talk about a realization that I came to pretty recently. Coming out stinks. I mean, it really does. As I've acknowledged before, and I want to acknowledge it again, in some situations, coming out is actually dangerous. It can be physically and psychologically risky. And I mean, in those cases, it goes beyond stink. Those sorts of situations are just flat out awful. And for anyone who is in a situation like that, I am here for you, and I hope that you find your way out of it soon to a place where you can be happier and safer. But when I say coming out stinks, I'm talking about even in relatively safe situations. It's just, I don't care for it. Let me paint a picture for you to illustrate. Imagine you are at a party, meeting someone for the first time. You know, it's an office party or a work function or something where you were invited by a friend to meet their friends, but you don't really know anybody yet. And you strike up a nice little small talk conversation next to the cheese and crackers, and everything is going generally well. I mean, about as well as small talk can go. And then at one point, they ask, "Oh, so what facility do you go to?" And you know where this is going because this comes up in almost every conversation you've had with a person you've just met. So maybe you hesitate or you look a little confused and they feel the need to clarify. I mean, which facility do you go to drop off the butterfly poop? 'Cause you know how it is with us butterfly poop collectors, right? And you are just so sick of hearing about butterfly poop and being forced into another conversation about butterfly poop. And now you have to make the decision whether to just nod and smile and try to get out of that conversation as quickly as possible, or to get into another conversation about how you don't collect butterfly poop and you have no interest in collecting butterfly poop. And maybe you tried it once, but it wasn't for you. Or maybe you actually did collect butterfly poop for a really long time, and then you just lost interest in it. And yet you keep getting pulled into these conversations because almost every single person you meet assumes that you are a butterfly poop collector, and you cannot seem to escape it. Now, if you bring it up and you clarify it, is your life going to be in danger? In this day and age, in the scenario that I'm talking about, no, probably not. It's probably going to be kind of awkward, and they might have some questions about what you do instead of butterfly poop collecting. I mean, how does that work exactly? But you still don't know how they're going to react until you bring that into the conversation. Maybe they're actually violently opposed to people who are not butterfly poop collectors. You don't know. You are putting yourself in a vulnerable position. And if you come out to them as a non-butterfly poop collector, very often it's going to become about their feelings about your not collecting butterfly poop. I'm saying butterfly poop a lot, but this is the first metaphor I came up with and my brain just refused to come up with another one. The point is, the person coming out is putting themselves in a vulnerable position. And there are any number of reasons to choose to come out. It could be because you're feeling trust with the other person, because you're tired of hiding it, because you want this other person to understand, or because you're just at a place in your life where you feel you can admit it. And so often, the act of coming out becomes much less about a statement of the facts, such as, I am attracted to more than one gender, I am about to start undergoing transition, I am in a polyamorous relationship. There's a point in the conversation where it flips and it stops being about that and starts being about the other person's confusion and feelings about what you're telling them. When you are the one who is taking this very personal part of yourself and putting it out there, and it is probably something that you see as very beautiful and precious, and they are looking quizzically at it and saying, well, explain that to me. Imagine we didn't assume. I mean, there's plenty of things that we don't tend to assume about people when we first meet them in an informal setting, in a party-type situation. Things like occupation is the big one. One of the first most basic small talk questions is, what do you do? Imagine if we treated gender and sexuality and relationship status the same way we treat occupations. It seems like this crazy radical idea when I say it like that. But the truth is, you cannot tell someone's gender or sexuality or relationship status purely by looking at them and meeting them in the first time in an informal setting. And you might be saying to yourself, but isn't it all about context? I mean, if I meet someone in a gay bar, there's a higher chance they're going to be gay. If I meet someone at a trans meetup, there's a higher chance that they're going to be some kind of gender nonconforming. That's true, I'll grant you that. But what is the context of what you might describe as a normal party? The context of normal is still cis, straight, monogamous. Imagine if we could just break out of that framework. Then maybe the disclosure, the coming out, wouldn't have to be so awkward. There's my thoughts for the week, so see you next time. Go out there and assume less. Always be changing.